You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chillson, and this is my review for The Beekeeper. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. The Beekeeper is a 2024 action film from director David Ayer that follows one man's brutal campaign for vengeance that takes on national stakes once it is revealed he is a former operative of a powerful underground organization known as the Beekeepers. The film stars Jason Statham, Josh Hutcherson, Jeremy Irons, Emmy Raver-Lampin, Felicia Rashad, and Minnie Driver. So I saw The Beekeeper at the early access AMC screening tonight, and I was excited for this movie, to be honest. It looked kind of ridiculous, all this bee talk in the trailers, but it also looked like it could be a fun time. And I wasn't actually aware it was directed by David Ayer until tonight. And as soon as his name popped up, I was like, uh-oh, what am I getting myself into? Because there's plenty of David Ayer movies I really enjoy, particularly some of his older films. However, in recent years, I feel he's just gotten in his own way, and yeah, his product has suffered for it. Not to mention, Jason Statham kind of does the same shtick, and recently that shtick is worn thin for me. He actually appeared more than once on my worst of the year list for 2023. So, ooh. But that's what makes it all the more exciting that I actually had a really fun time with The Beekeeper. Now, it's not necessarily great, but it is a really fun action movie. So, let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, the action is a lot of fun. Now, I think some of it is a bit cut and paste. Of course, a lot of it feels kind of familiar, and we have quite a bit of cuts to compensate. Plus, it definitely falls into the trap of like this one man being able to take on, 10 highly trained operatives at one time because they all, do a little bit of run and peck one at a time type of deal. But it's still fun. It's still exciting to watch. And there's one scene at the end of this film particular that is so gnarly and brutal and a good time. Yeah, this one-on-one fight that happens near the end of this film was amazing. But the other fights were also inventive. I like that Jason Statham's character was really quite inventive in the way that he fought all of these operatives. So not only did we get the stereotypical, one man just punching his way and shooting his way through without getting touched, we have him coming up with these kind of traps and ways to work his way through crazy situations. I also really liked the overarching message for the film, what he's fighting for, why he decides to go on this rampage. And honestly, it's a problem, not to this degree, maybe, but yeah, I like what it says about how we treat our elderly in general, particularly in the first act of the film, that plays a lot heavier. But it's kind of a central theme throughout the film that I really enjoyed. Jason Statham is great here. He is his usual stoic, sarcastic, yet charming self, and he kicks a lot of ass. That's pretty much exactly what you hire Jason Statham to do, particularly in a movie like this, and he delivers. He's the perfect star for a film like this. Josh Hutcherson is unhinged in this movie, really over the top and ridiculous. His character is the one that actually is most reminiscent of more recent, like caricature, gangstery type of people that David Ayer likes to paste into his movies, particularly white men he likes to put in these roles. And here he is again. However, Hutcherson plays it with like this earnestness that doesn't make him insufferable, that doesn't make you just laugh in the face of the role and character. Jeremy Irons is also a lot of fun here. He's having a good time. He's twirling the mustache when he gives these monologues. It's under 2 hours as well, and it flies by. The action set pieces come frequently. We don't have these long drawn out segments between them. It plays a lot like the earlier John Wick movies, in honesty, where everybody kind of hears through the grapevine about a beekeeper's coming, kind of like John Wick is coming. You pissed off the wrong person. That's what this movie does. It plays that line through, and it's fun. It makes for a really good time as you watch it all go down in action. And there's a twist in here that I thought was also pretty fun. I kind of called it before it went down, but it's a fun twist nonetheless, and also has its own set of commentary that obviously I'm not even going to touch on because, well, if I even talked about any of that, it would spoil the twist. But the cinematography is nice. I liked the bee puns. I thought the bee aspects and the correlations to bees was all a good time and just made it a fun watch. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to the Beekeeper? Well, by and large, the script is not great. Any dialogue, any spoken words is a mess. I mean, it's ridiculous. Most of these conversations are quippy nonsense or just nonsensical. A lot of the scenarios or situations or things that happen are nonsense. You have to completely just suspend disbelief and be down for a fun action movie here. Don't overthink it. You'll be fine. But I wish some of our characters had more time, like Minnie Driver's barely in this film. I think our FBI agent actually could have used quite a bit more development as she's moving throughout the film. So when it comes to Jason Statham's Beekeeper, it's kind of the point that we know pretty much nothing about him. But Emmy, who plays the FBI agent, we could have fleshed her out more as a person. Same thing even with our villains, kind of fleshing them out because we have some dynamics on that side of the aisle that could have been really interesting. As I said with the action as well, it's a lot of that action that might frustrate people. And my biggest complaint with any of the action set pieces is the amount of cutting that has to take place in a lot of them. And then circling back to the characterization of people, we get to the third act, and this new group of like guards or assassins or whatever they were, I don't even know what they were, FBI agents, who were these people, are so tonally wild. Like, I don't know where they came from. The main guy that is leading them only has one leg, but he's such a cartoon character. Like all of these people that come in and are part of this little squad are literal just cartoon characters plugged in. They don't really fit tonally or thematically, nothing. They don't fit here. And I don't know why that choice was made. And also, the film kind of just ends. I was a little bit shocked with what exactly the ending was because it wasn't. But overall, I had a lot more fun with The Beekeeper than I thought I was going to have heading into the theater. It's one of the best, most fun Jason Statham action films we've gotten in years at this point. It's the most fun David Ayer film we've gotten in years at this point. And I had a good time. So if you're just looking for a fun, balls to the wall type of action movie, I definitely think that The Beekeeper will scratch that itch. Or should I say, sting that itch? Yeah, it's just a good time. So that was my review for The Beekeeper. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Did you see The Beekeeper at the early access screening, or are you hyped to see it once it hits theaters January 12th? Let me know all of your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.